This is a place where the legends before us carried on a legacy of winning.
Easy. Pitch out. 40, 35, 30, 20, 50. Touchdown easy. No flag.
It has always been the passion, determination, and teamwork that makes it who we are.
The give to Diamond Ferry. Gets around the corner. One man to beat. Steps it up. He's gone. They're not going to catch him.
No flag.
Nobody's going to catch him. He's gone for the touchdown.
A commitment to excellence is our way of life.
Pass, and it is intercepted. Who else but Lucas Dennis is there to pick it? And it's a pick six for Everett. Touchdown. Crimson Tide.
Winning is what we know and what we do.
Hello and welcome to John DiBiase Jr. Field at Everett Veterans Memorial Stadium for today's opening season matchup between the visiting Medford Mustangs and the Everett Crimson Tide. My name is Anim Osmani. I'll be your announcer for today, and joining along me is Paul Holleran.
Hello, Anim. Welcome.
Paul, this is a newly named field, new turf, been recently renovated over the past year, but right now it's featuring a matchup that goes back almost a century. What can you tell us about this series rivalry between the Medford Mustangs and the Everett Crimson Tide?
Yeah, you mentioned the field, Anim. We should pay tribute to former coach John DiBiase. Of course, he was here for 27 seasons, or 92 to 17, 26 seasons, 252 wins, 33 losses, winning percentage of .884, and 10 Super Bowl titles. But as you mentioned, this series with Medford dates back to 1893. Everett has dominated, especially recently. Overall in the series, Everett is 75, 42, and 5. Everett has won the last 31 straight by an average of 30 points. But before you go thinking then that this is a free square, going into the Revere game last year, they had not lost to Revere since 1991, and unfortunately we saw how that developed. But, you know, we talked about Coach DiBiase. Rob DiLoretto is back for a second stint coaching the Crimson Tide. He was 20-3 in a brief stint from 2020 to 2022, which included the COVID year of 2020 with only 3 games played in the spring. So Rob comes back this year, and he will try to put his imprint back on this program. He's an Everett guy. It means a lot to him. I had a chance to talk to him on the field before the game. He knows they have their work to do. Last year was extremely disappointing. 4-6, the first sub-500 season since 1991, which happened to be the year before Coach DiBiase got here. So it's clearly a community used to winning. Lost a little bit of that luster, especially last year, and I think Rob is up to the task of bringing this program back to where it belongs, which is a perennial contender in Division I.
As we're talking about the history, we do get a blast from the past with the return of Rob DiLoretto, and you did touch upon some of the accomplishments John DiBiase has made, always leaving a tough shoe to fill with a record such as his.
Well, right. You know, so of course there was the Lex and Pierre, and then there was Rob, and then Justin the last few years. You know, again, anyone following him, I reeled off his record. But what you can do is, you know, the program can operate in a similar manner. You might not get the same exact results. You know, frankly, I think last year we just saw a little bit of a slippage in how the whole operation ran, and I think you'll see that returned very quickly under Coach DiLoretto.
DiBiase Jr. Field at Veterans Memorial Stadium for tonight's season opener. By way of the Greater Boston League, Please welcome the Medford Mustangs.
So Medford is coming on.
Everett Crimson Tide!
And on the PA is none other than the Josh Algazo.
So as we say, this is important. You know, everyone wants to get off on a winning note, right? Everyone's undefeated. Everyone wants to be 1-0 after week 1, but it's really especially, I think, important for Everett, as I said, not only to have success tonight, because frankly, regardless of what happened last year, you know, they're a heavy favorite in a game against Medford. But I think it's as much about, as I said, just how the whole operation runs. And just in a few brief minutes talking to Rob on the field before the game tonight, you know, that's priority number 1. You know, there is an aura around Everett football that was well-deserved because of that success that Coach DiBiase brought, and that aura has slipped away, and I think everyone, and, you know, we're looking at a new field. We got a nice, spankly painted press box in here, new counter, so a new name for the field. Clearly, there is a concerted effort on all parts to turn the page.
That's right. On August 29th, Mayor Carl DeMaria published on his social channels showing some of what was then brand newly renovated at the end of the project, showing off what to expect, and now we get to finally see a game being played on it. In that post, there was a special thanks to the city's finance department, public works, engineering, planning, and the city council, with collaboration of Everett Public Schools, to make this field happen.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of money, right? You know, you're talking 7 figures to put in a surface like this. They typically last 10 to 15 years. You know, we could see the soccer lines. You know, they'll get a ton of use out of this. Turf is, you know, sorry to our natural grass friends, but you're going the way of the dinosaur. You know, you really have to have turf now to be competitive. You see the Everett coming off the field. They're just looking down on the sidelines. Coach Steve Loretto has to have some jitters, some butterflies tonight. You know, this means an awful lot to him coming back to coach Everett. And it looks like we are going to have the Everett Band lead us in the national anthem.
And remove headwear in honor of America for the playing of our national anthem performed by the Everett High School Marching Band.
And that was the Everett High Marching Band under the direction of Eugene O'Brien. Paul, it's Friday, 81 degrees, perfectly blue skies. The sun is setting in about an hour. Perfect night, evening for an opening season game for the Everett Crimson Tide.
It is, Adeem, and you know, we talked about last year. One thing we should note, despite the the record, which was not good. You know, Everett did graduate some key people. They graduated the top 3 scorers, Yariel Ortiz, Manny Santiago, and Carlos Rodriguez. They combined for 77% of all points. Everett has 1 returning player who scored a touchdown last year, so there will be some opportunities this year. They graduated Santiago and Rodriguez combined for 70% of the rushing. Rodriguez was the primary quarterback, so there are some holes to fill, but we are off.
First kickoff received by number 18, David Ronald. Trying to find the corner, going outside, gaining ground, loses space, gets pushed out of bounds at nearly the 30-yard line.
David on the return.
We kind of made something out of nothing, as we have a Medford. We have an injured player for Medford, Samuel DeRestel. You know, special teams was among many thorns last year, more so the kick receiving team, which kind of had a knack of not covering live balls on kickoffs. So that's, I'm sure, an area that this new staff has focused on. We have seen the Everett defense, Aneem. The defense will be run by Dwayne Sigsbury. Dwayne was a highly successful coach at Billerica, beat Everett in 2016, 24-21 in overtime, and Dwayne moves over to become the defensive coordinator here.
Looks like Medford will be starting off in the shotgun position. 2 wide, running back flanking to the left of the quarterback, number 2, Travers Moody. Got number 1 in motion, coming from the slot. Pop pass of forward for the sweep, and gets pushed out of bounds after gaining a favorable amount of yardage.
Yep. It does go down as a pass. He kind of shoved it forward. Not much doing though, only a couple of yards. Pretty good job by the Everett defense there.
2nd and 7 for the Medford Mustangs. On the pop pass, receiving was number 1, Jeremy Martins, senior running back. Medford coming out with similar, the same formation as the last play. Once again, here's number 1 in motion. Looking left, shoots it deep down the fade, caught by number 11, Kason Lewis Jean, cuts it to the middle, tries to get an angle past number 1, John Barris, get ultimately dragged down. Good play for Medford.
Yeah, that was actually Ronald David, who was wide open down the sideline, all the way to the Everett 26-yard line, a gain of 41. So as you said, they showed the same look with Martins in motion. This time they let him clear, and they went with that wheel route down the left sideline, wide open. Everett's going to have to tighten that up.
Thank you for the catch on the misspoken name. You're correct, it was Ronald David. Now here comes a sweep from the other side.
Everett's in the neutral zone.
Flag on the play.
And confirmed, it's going to be a 5-yard penalty. That will make it 1st and 5.
5-yard penalty, still personal.
So this is not the start that Coach DiLoretto dreamed about over the last 5 months. But you still have a chance to keep them out of the end zone. They're just knocking on the red zone here.
First and 5, just 1 yard shy of officially being in the red zone. We got a 2-by-2 look from the shotgun formation. Here's Travers Moody for the snap. Whistle blows. Might be a timeout. Legal procedure.
Well, let's take that right back.
I see. The flag was thrown in the near side in front of the huddle. Couldn't see it being thrown. So it was an illegal procedure by Medford. Here we see a replay from that big play, that pass connection.
The good news, Aneem, is there were 2 Everett defenders in the screen. The bad news is they were each 5 yards away from him.
Quarterback was able to identify the hole in the zone and hit the player in stride.
That was a good throw by Travers Moody.
Here comes a sweep from the slot. It's going to be a handoff up the middle to number 0, Demi Georges.
Number 0, Demi Georges.
Another senior on the Medford team.
Down by number 4, Jonathan Goes.
Jonathan goes with the tackle after a gain of only 2. So this presents a good opportunity for this Crimson Tide defense right out of the chute. Excellent job by Jonathan Goes there.
But it is a 2nd and 8 for the Medford Mustangs. Got a 3-by-1 look. Quarterback looking left for a screen play, a tunnel screen. Gus gets swarmed by the Everett defense.
Excellent pursuit by John Barreros there.
Complete to David. Brought down by number
And it looks
1,
like
John Barreros.
no yards gained on the play, so it'll be 3rd and 8.
Take a look at, there's a swing pass, and excellent job by the Everett defense. They had a bunch of guys there, but John Barreros made the stop.
Down and 8.
Once again, Medford in the shotgun, 2-by-2 split. Moody takes a snap, looking right. Looking for Guillermo Martins in the slot for a quick short out.
Armani Negron on the coverage.
Here's an example of a penalty and Neem really hurting. You know, they had 1st and 10. Everett got a penalty. Now you're at 1st and 5 on the 21. The playbook is wide open. You can really do whatever you want. They give that 5 right back, and since then they've only gained 2. And now it's a situation where if Everett can stop them, they pick up a lot of momentum by a stop when it looked like Medford was going to go right down and score.
And now Medford's going to be going for it on the 4th down. Still in the shotgun. We got a sweep from the left, but a flag has been thrown. Let's see what the call is.
Yeah, there's another 5.
False start by Medford.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense.
It'll now be 4th and 13.
So, I mean, you go from 1st and 5 to 4th and 13 at this part of the field. That's really, moving, shooting yourself in the foot to a degree. Everett defense has come up big, too. That no yards on a pass completion and 2 yards on a run. But now the Everett defense is kind of in the driver's seat to just avoid a big play.
Looks like we have a little bit of man coverage on the defense. Medford's probably looking for the long ball. And yes, we got a far out, and that might just be incomplete.
Yeah.
Pass is incomplete.
I believe that was number 11, Armani Negron in coverage. And Paul, I must say, I think it's better to settle for the incomplete pass and an interception, because now Everett gets to start from the, I believe, the 29-yard line.
Yeah, that's clearly, as you take a look at the quarterback rolling, and this ball is almost intercepted, but incomplete is 7 yards better than an interception there. So that's a good stop for Everett. Coach Sigsbury's defense answers the bell there.
Now we'll get a first look at this offense for Everett. At quarterback is number...
Looks like Tyler Frenny.
9, Tyler Frenny. Junior hands it off to his running back. Finds the edge and gets the first down.
Number 2,
Jamari Doolin, a junior who was not on the stat sheet last year.
Crimson Tide, first down.
And with Jamari Doolin's carry, he brings the Everett offense to the 34-yard line. Everett looks like it's going to hurry up. A tight shotgun formation, hands it off to Doolin once again, and gets popped at the 35-yard line. Second and 5.
By number 54, Child Heaven.
Correction.
Senior.
2nd and 8.
I'm not sure they spotted this ball right. They had the ball 4th and 13 at the Everett 29. So Everett should have started on their 29. They're only at the 36. They gave him a first down after the first play.
Quarterback power to the right side of the formation. And the quarterback takes it past the first yard marker. getting tackled down at the 45-yard line.
Georges on the tackle. That's going to set up 3rd down and short.
Oh, just short of the 1st down marker. That is 3rd and 1 now. Paul, these are interesting formations I'm seeing. I don't even know how to call it at this point. 2 running backs flanking the quarterback. Counter play to number 1. John Barrios finds the 1st down easily. Gets past his safety and going all the way into the end zone for the 1st score of the game. Touchdown, John Barrios.
John Barreros was one of those guys, Nadeem. I had to go back and watch the last 3 non-playoff games last year in order to do the final stats. And, you know, frankly, there were a lot of folks. Take a look at the play. Counter, and then he counters again. It was a counter coming to his left. He went back to the right, and once he got through that initial line of defense, he was long gone. And as I was saying, he really showed up and played right to the final down last year. Unfortunately, you weren't able to say that for everyone, so he deserves good things to happen to him. He's a senior, and he's got a 57-yard touchdown, and we have a penalty on the conversion.
Offsides on Medford.
Offsides on the defense.
So now how would the Everett Crimson Tide respond now? They went for 2 from the special teams formation, but now maybe they could just run a play off the regular playbook.
Yeah, now you're at 2 now. And we don't know. You know, you asked before the game, you know, Luca Da Silva was the kicker last year. He has moved on, so we're not sure if that is part of their repertoire. They have had a run of very, very good kickers, including Da Silva last year, who was 21 for 25 on extra points.
Everett's lining up in tight shotgun formation, but another flag is thrown. Illegal substitution on the offense.
Penalty on the play, illegal substitution on the offense.
I think they had 12 players on the field, which is exactly 1 too many.
5-yard penalty.
So now what do we do here?
Coach DiLoretto says, okay, enough of this nonsense. We're going to kick it. So we're going to find out about the kicking. It looks like it's Stephen Thomas. No, it's Barreros. It is Barreros.
And holding down for the snap is Tyler Frenny. Ball snapped. Kick is up. Ball is through. Wow, 7-0 Everett.
That was a mile high, wasn't it?
So opening position of the opening season, and Everett strikes first to take a 7-0 lead.
Well, that's a good start. That's a really good turn of events, as we said. And by the way, just for the record, they spotted the ball wrong. Everett should have taken over at their 29. I think they gave it to him closer to about the 21. But regardless, I digress. Here's the counter to the left now. Barreros is going to go right back to the right, and that was the last person who had a shot at him. He is not getting caught from behind, and he is telling everyone, yes, it's the first touchdown of the season.
And now here he is for the kickoff. Receiving for Medford, number 18, Ronald David. And I don't see the number on the other one, but kick is up, and it goes into the end zone.
Very good.
The other kicker in question was Guillermo Martins, a senior for Medford. Medford has 14 seniors on the roster.
Yeah, Barreros is one of those seniors in Everett. You know, let's face it, these seniors that are back after the last 2 years, you know, they're really going to want to prove. And I say the last 2 years, I mean, their record, you know, the record was fine 2 years ago. They just scheduled prevented them from making the playoffs. But especially coming off last year, if you were on that squad, you really have something to prove, and Barreros is playing like it.
And Everett has 16 seniors on their team. Here's Medford with a strong pistol formation. Gives it up the middle to Guillermo Martins, and quickly stuffed after what appears to be a couple-yard gain.
Georges, the ball carrier.
Couldn't get a look at who made the tackle.
Freddie on the tackle.
Shout out to Josh Delgazo. He confirmed it was Freddie on the tackle. Josh Delgazo, best PA in the business.
2nd down and 7.
Medford with the flex back, one back to his left and one back behind him. Hands it off to Guillermo Martins and gets it brought down in the backfield for a loss of, I believe, 1 yard.
Nathan Fortune.
Backfield by number 74, Nathan Fortune.
Excellent job by Fortune there. Getting through, wrapping him up, not letting him go. Back to the 22. It'll be 3rd and 8.
Correct, 3rd and 8. And that would be a loss on that play. Medford coming out in the same formation, kind of flipped. Looking for a pass, looking for an out. Quarterback moves to the right. Tries to launch it deep and intercepted by number 6, Jeremiah Joseph. Passed directly to him and brought down by the intended receiver, Guillermo Martins.
Now, that ball was in the air a long time, Aneem, and it wasn't getting to its destination and became a jump ball that Jeremiah Joseph won easily. He ends up returning at 6 yards, and Everett with good field position taking over at the Medford 42-yard line.
So we get to see a second ever possession in this first quarter. We have 5 minutes and 24 seconds left to play, and we're excited to see what this offense has to hold. So far, it's been a power run look to start off the season under Di Loretto's style of play. One receiver out wide. Fake toss, roll out right. Quarterback looking for somewhere to pass, but couldn't find anyone as he gets sacked and brought down in the backfield. On the tackles for Medford is number 60 and 74. Number 60 being Joshua Mendez. And 74 not listed on the roster, so can't get a name for number 74.
That's always nice.
Number 60, Joshua Mendez.
But that was a loss of 2, so again, good job by the Medford D. 2nd and 12 at the Medford 44-yard line.
No receivers out in this play, sticking with a shotgun tight look. Another counter. Same play that Jonathan Barrett scored on earlier, but gained some yards here. Very powerful run as it took a whole gang of Mustangs to bring him down. Initial tackle. Once again, Joshua Mendez Jr. for the Medford Mustangs.
He picked up 8 names, so it'll be 3rd and 4 at the Medford 36 in 4-down territory here. So 2 downs to get 4. Here's the interception we're seeing on replay. Quarterback throws off the back foot, and you'll just see the receiver is behind Joseph, but the ball's in the air a long time and just way, way underthrown. And Joseph was the only guy who had a shot at it, and he secured it for his first interception.
We got 2 receivers to the right for Everett. And that's exactly the direction the quarterback's looking for. In the post to number 2, Janari Doolin with the catch. Picks up a huge gain on the play.
I gotta tell you what, that was a good pass, a good pattern, a good pass, and a good catch. This was a well-executed play for Tyler Frenny's first pass. See him directing traffic here. Well, you're going to have to take my word for it that it was a good run. Honest to God, it was a good pattern. I'm telling you.
Saw the good patience for the hole in the zone to open up. But here's the next play. Quarterback keep on the option and gets brought down at the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal, I believe. Correction, that is 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it's at the 14.
2nd down and 3.
So it was at the 14. He got down just almost to the 5.
Sometimes my eyes deceive me from this angle in the press box. Here's another quarterback keep. and brought down just short of the goal line.
That'll be a first down.
On the carry. That's good for another Crimson Tide first down.
Now officially first and goal. Everett runs the option play back-to-back times. Here's a look at the player from 2 plays before.
There it is.
That connection from the from Frenny to Jamari Doolin.
Put the ball right in there, sliding catch, really well executed play.
Here's a formation we're familiar with. Hands it off to John Barrios, and good defense by Medford, forcing them, I think, only 1 yard back.
The ball carrier.
Yeah, I always get nervous on that reach for the goal line because I see the ball being popped out of there. Especially on first down, you just take the no gain and you still got 3 downs to get a yard.
Tackle was made by Demi Georges for the Mustangs, one of 14 seniors on that team.
He actually did lose a yard.
Once again, the formation we know and love, peak Everett football. Handoff to the running back from the right back, and that might be another loss on the play.
That was really, really good backside pursuit by Demi Georges of Medford. Caught Doolin, and Everett is back to the 3, so this is not progressing well.
Back-to-back tackles for losses made by Demi Georges. Monster out linebacker. Everett's now faced with a 3rd and goal, with the ball spotted at the 3-yard line. But Everett's going to spread it out just a little bit. We got 2 receivers to the bottom of the frame, near side. It's going to be a keep by Freddie. And with a little bit of improvisation, he makes it into the end zone, extending the lead by 2 possessions, 13-0.
This is a really good run by Freddie when we see the replay of Neve. Initially, it looked like he wanted to go wide to the left, and it was contained, and you're going to see him switch gears, see him cut back inside there. That's the key. You need to break the tackle of Georges around the 4-yard line, and once he did, he got in. But that's really good seeing of the field by Freddie, the quarterback.
Had a little bit of a bump on the throwing arm, which threw off his momentum, but quickly improvised, found the hole, and turned the most of the situation that was given. And now here's the extra point attempt by John Barreros. Up and good, 14-0. 2 possessions, 2 scores, 45 seconds left in the first quarter. Good start to the season for Rob DiLoretto and the Crimson Tide.
Yeah, and again, let's just go back and give the D a little credit after giving up that long pass play, buckling down and keeping Medford out of the end zone, and it has been all Everett since then. So Barreros will kick off to give Medford its 3rd possession.
Barreros kicks it deep and is going to be into the end zone for a touchback.
I don't think he kicked it all last year. He has got a hell of a leg on him.
Back-to-back touchbacks. So the Medford Mustangs will take over from the 20-yard line.
Yeah, and Medford, after a promising start, stumbled on losing it on downs, and then, of course, the interception last play. And really, it's been a one-play offense. That one play for 41 yards, nothing beyond 4 yards on any other snap for them thus far.
Medford snaps, looks for a wide receiver screen, and that was Guillermo Martins on the receiving part.
Barreros on the tackle.
Gains a couple yards in the play, making it 2nd and 8.
2-yard gain on the play, 2nd down.
So complete pass, but Everett has had good pursuit, Aneem, after these catches. Not much yards after catch.
Medford with a snap. Here's a toss to the left to Guilherme, who takes it to the outside. And I believe that was that no gain, Paul?
They are going to give him no gain.
No gain, 3rd and 8. And coming on the field for the Everett Crimson Tide, Nathan Fortune. Senior lineman playing both ways.
Charlemont Benson was one of the Everett defenders who was around that tackle. They actually took him out of bounds. Actually, that was a loss of 1 is what it was.
So here we go, 3rd and 8. Moody looking for someone to throw to, tries to find the sideline, finds the receiver who catches it and brought down. That was Samuel Duristil on the reception, senior for the Mustangs.
There was still, that's good for a Mustangs first down.
Yeah, that's a big play for Medford because they're looking at a 3 and out after an interception, and Everett with all the momentum. Take a look, good check, a little wobbly on the pass, but I'll tell you one thing, the Medford receivers have been open. And that's going to be the end of the quarter. But Medford has had receivers open, including on the interception. That interception was underthrown. The ball was just thrown up in the air, but they had a receiver open. So that will need to be tightened up. But after 1 here at Everett Memorial Stadium on the new John DiBiase Jr. field, we have the Crimson Tide ahead 14-0.
Well, we have this break, Paul. Why don't we break down the numbers for Everett from in the 21st century as this kickoff kicks up. Can't keep saying kickoff all the time, but it feels like the proper verbiage to use. But as of today's game kicks off the 132nd season.
Yeah, well, Everett has been very, very good. And since the turn of the century, since the 21st century, 2001 through 24, 226 wins, 35 losses, a winning percentage of .866. And if you want their overall record in 131 seasons of playing football, 850, 387, and 79.
Paul, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Everett is the second most winningest football program in the state of Massachusetts, falling behind Brockton.
I believe you are correct.
Okay.
And also on the same score line, John DiBiase, the second most winningest head coach, also following behind Brockton in that category.
And still counting.
And still counting. He's now coaching at Catholic Memorial. Here's Medford with the motion. Botched handoff, but Medford hops on top of it, keeping possession. But will lose just about a yard. 2nd and 11.
What a nice breeze coming in here and there. You're not probably getting it as much because you're behind the glass. But
it's okay. I'll take what I can get.
it's it's a perfect night to watch football. It's probably still a tad warm to play as it's in the high 70s, but there is a breeze, and for the fans, it just could not be any better. 2nd and 11 from the 35 as Medford will try to keep this drive alive. They had a big pass reception on the last play of the first quarter.
Here's Medford taking the snap, tosses it to Guilherme. He's trying to find the outside behind his big blocker, number 0. Does find the corner, gains the first down, and then some, brought down by Barreros.
We got extracurricular now. 0 on Medford. Demi Georges threw the absolute key block. He may have picked up an unnecessary roughness here after the play.
Waiting the call from the referee.
But that was a good run by Martins.
And it is, in fact, a holding on Medford.
Maybe the block, maybe that's why it was such a key block.
Holding on the offense.
Here we're going to get a replay.
Yeah,
you can see Guilherme
it.
clearly in the
Watch
frame.
it right there. He is holding Everett's number 11, Giovanni DeBrose, and he got caught.
Huge play, going backwards now, forcing a 2nd and 21. And that's going to be a timeout on Medford.
So they're going to give him 3 yards on the run, which gets him to the 38, and then a 10-yard holding penalty, which knocks it back to the 28 for a net of -7. So this should be in the area of 2nd and 18 from the 28-yard line. Just a minute and a half into this second quarter.
The Medford trainer came out to the field and taking a Medford player with her to the sidelines. That was Guillermo Martins, who walked off the field.
Oh, he's a key guy.
Now here comes Travis Moody back running the offense, facing a 2nd and 21 situation. Ball snap is going to be a toss play to number 18, Ronald David, and gets brought down hard by Everett. Ronald David is coming in for Guillermo Martins.
The beauty of having these games on live, Vaneem, is the great Freddie Merchant, who is the statistician, just texted me to say Everett has more wins than Brockton. And Coach DiBiase more wins than famous Brockton coach Armand Colombo. So there.
So that means recently we might have just taken that spot, that number 1 spot. Huge shout out to the statistician for sending you that fun fact. So now here comes the Mustangs once again, facing 3rd and 21 from their own side of the field. 2 wide on each side of the formation. Here's Travers looking to his right side, finds number 4, Samuel Deresteel, on the comeback route. Gains a good amount of yard, but not enough for the first down. And at this point, Paul, would you go for the punt or try to go for it?
I think down 14-0, I'm going. It's 4th, and it's a reasonable distance, 4th and 5.
Medford did pick up a huge gain, 1 on that pass, but also the play that was called back on a holding call. So Medford is very well capable of big yard plays, especially when needed. So here's it come out in the shotgun 2x2 look. Travers taking the snap, looking right. On the short route was Samuel Deresteel.
Yeah, forward progress. Good throw, good catch, good route. He went right to the sticks. Boy, that's a really good route and a good throw by the quarterback Moody, and a really good catch by Deresteel. So you're going to see him elevate for this ball. They tackled him right away, but forward progress gets him the 5 yards.
Jamari Doolin with coverage and the tackle. Now here's Travis Moody and the rest of the offense at the 46-yard line. 1st and 10. Takes snap, tosses it to Guillermo back in the game. Tries to find a hole, but quickly closed off by number 8, Sam Lacombe, and Jonathan goes.
In on the stop, number 8, Sam Lacombe. And joined alongside.
So there's another loss.
2nd and 14 for the Mustangs. Here we see a replay of the defensive line. See good penetration, good force by Jonathan Barreros to put the running back on the inside, where number 8 and number 4 were waiting for Guillermo Martins.
Jonathan goes and Sam Lacombe. Good job, too, there by Barreros, taking on a blocker to get him out of the play.
2 seniors making the tackle. Has Medford with the motion right, looking right, screen play to Samuel Deresteel. Tries to find an opening, but couldn't make it back to the original markers.
Samuel Deresteel.
Actually might have made it directly at the sticks. 3rd and 10.
Joseph in on the stop.
There's a replay. Again, you know, they are completing passes, but Everett with good pursuit and really not much to do, not much yardage after the catch.
Travis Moody back in the shotgun position, 3rd and 10. Call for the snap. Once again, looking right. for Samuel Duracell on the short route. Couldn't make the connection. That was a route that got them 2 gains on this drive alone. But now we got 4th and 10. Jamari Doolin was in the coverage.
Yeah, they went on 4th and 5. I think they're going to probably, looks like they're going to kick it on 4th and 10.
Jamari Doolin, a junior on the Everett squad. And Medford does look like they're lining up for the punt. Back to receive, we have John Barreros and Jamari Doolin. Punting for Medford is Guillermo Martins. And it will not be fielded. It will roll out of bounds at the 28-yard line. So now we get to see a 3rd offensive possession for the Everett Crimson Tide.
27 yards on the punt.
We'll take over. 1st down and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
You see Coach DiLoretto there? He's got to be pleased thus far.
We also have a great turnout here at Everett Veterans Memorial Stadium by students, fans, and parents alike for this opening season matchup.
Well, I'll tell you, as I said, if you're looking to get outside, just a perfect night.
Here's Tyler Frenny with the motion to Jamari Doolin. Fake handoff, keeps it, goes the other way, finds a lane, runs past the linebacker, tries to get past Samuel Duracell, gets wrapped up, but still going. Huge gain on the play on that quarterback keep. Takes the ball all the way to the red zone.
Well, we have a running quarterback on our hands here, folks. What a hell of a run by Frenny all the way down to the 18. Take a look. Big seam. Picks up a nice block on the outside there by Joseph. Let's give the blockers credit. And I'll tell you, now he just becomes a fullback. He does not want to go down.
Completely outran Dylan Giannino, who's a freshman for Medford.
55 yards on the jaunt.
Now Frenny kicks it outside, tries to find a block, but does pick up a good gain. That was Jamari Doolin on the receiving on a quick slot screen.
9-yard gain on the play, 2nd down.
No, it's 11. He got a 1st down. Got to the 7.
Yep, referee made the correction. It is now 1st and goal. Ball makes it to Jamari Doolin, who refuses to go down, and finally does after a loss on the play.
Everett is, considering, Aneem, how well they're moving the ball, they've really kind of struggled inside the red zone. This is the 2nd series. You know, Frenny got them out of it last time with the good run, but that was from the 7, and I think he is going to lose a yard.
It will still be 3rd and goal.
No, it's 2nd down. It's 2nd down. It was 1st and goal.
2nd and goal. Once again, another slot screen, but couldn't complete the pass. Pass a little bit behind. Jamari Doolin couldn't reel it in with one hand.
Yeah, I think that was a combination of the pass, as you said, being a little behind him and him trying to maybe run before he had the ball. So now we're in 3rd down and goal from the 8. So it's 3rd and long.
Is it from the 8 or is it from the 14? Nope, it is. I think you might be right.
No, it is the 14. You're right.
It is the 14. So many lines. Another screenplay, this time to number 6, Jeremiah Joseph. And good pursuit by the Medford defense.
This is complete to number 6, Jeremiah Joseph.
On the tackle is none other than Demi Georges for Medford, making all the big red zone stops. We're going to get a replay here. Passes to Jeremiah Joseph.
That was back and watch this film. There was balls being spotted incorrectly.
That was Kason Lewis Jean on the initial tackle, supported by Demi Georges. 4th and goal for the Everett Crimson Tide. We got a new quarterback taking the snap, Jeremiah Clark Jr. And it'll be a timeout on Medford. So interesting quarterback switch here in 4th and goal inside the red zone, Paul. Looks like Jeremiah Clark did take the snap instead of Tyler Frenny, a fellow junior.
He played a lot last year. I'll go check his stats right now. He was 10 for 20 passing, 171 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. He ran the ball 13 times for 14 yards, so he did play later in the season.
Here's a look at the big yard plane by Frenny that got them into the red zone. Can we consider a dual threat quarterback, Paul? Is that the proper term we could apply?
Yeah, I think so.
Good speed, good awareness, and he's been completing a lot of good passes too, including that one from earlier to Jamari Doolin in that second possession. So here's Everett coming out onto the field. That's Jeremiah Clark now under center with John Barreros in the backfield. It's going to be a play action. Jonathan Clark looking to his left, finds an open man, and the ball is dropped by Armani Negron, the tight end.
Pass is incomplete. Medford will take over on downs.
Well, that's too bad.
Here we got a replay on the play action.
Good job on the play action. Clark is going to get out to the left, and this is a touchdown. Oh, Armani is going to have a nightmare tonight.
So now Medford is taking over from their own red zone inside the 10. Ball spotted at the between the 8 and the 9. Might be just the 9.
Yeah, that's real. You know, the 3 touchdowns, different story than 2.
Handoff straight up the middle into the Everett defense.
Jonathan goes again. You take a look at him. He is a big fella, and he is having a game.
Down in the pit, here we get a replay of that handoff to the middle.
In on the stop, Sam Lacombe, and Jonathan goes.
That was Demi Georges with handling the ball on that play. So 2nd and 9, ball around the 10, between the 10 and 11 yard line. Here goes Moody with the snap, and it's going to be handed to Guillerme up the middle into the waiting arms of John Barreros. Another good gain by Medford. And now force a 3rd and short.
Lacombe also in on the stop.
We're inside the 4-minute mark of the first half, Paul.
Yeah, well, this would be a good stop for Everett here, you know, because if you can prevent the first down here, you're looking at good field position. I mean, you know, Medford has the win, but still, you got to be looking at good field position. So this is a big play.
2 receivers out wide for Medford. Moody taking the ball from the shotgun formation. Here's a snap, and it's going to be a handoff to Martins, and gets brought down.
He's going to have the first down, though.
Looks like that's Tyler Frenny with the initial hit.
Martin's the ball carrier.
Supported by Sam Lacombe.
Tyler Frenny.
And he does, in fact, pick up the first
Joseph
down.
On the tackle. That's good for a Mustang person.
And also on the tackle, Jeremiah Joseph. Number 6, junior wide receiver and defensive back. Waiting the snap. Quarterback. Medford looks like they're going to kill the clock and see if they could end the half in their possession. Here's a toss to Martins. Outside was caught off real quick and then brought down by John Barreros with the wrap-up. But a lot of the defensive disruption credited to the defensive line up front for Everett Crimson Tide.
I think Everett takes a timeout here.
Exactly at the 2-minute mark.
Timeout.
That was good penetration and a good tackle by Barreros.
There's Tyler Frady, the quarterback, who forced the runner to go into the waiting arms of John Barreros.
This is a good use of timeout here, by the way, because Medford is 2nd and long. Obviously, you want to get to a situation where you force them to punt from deep in their territory, and you have a shot at a run back or really good field position to take a few cracks at the end zone. So this is at 2nd and long, and I'm sure they'll call it again. That's a good use of timeout.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but is that the first timeout of the half for the Crimson Tide?
I believe it's their first. I know Medford has taken one. I think it's Everett's first.
So 2 timeouts left. We're at the 2-minute mark, and it's 2nd and long, 2nd and 14 for the Mustangs, who could either be running out the clock or trying to score on the final possession.
Well, they don't want Everett to get it back, and you can be sure of that.
We've seen the speed that Everett could have on offense. Here's a handoff to Martins up the middle, finds a decent hole to gain several yards.
Martins on the carry.
Yeah, but still, Everett with another timeout, which is a good call.
And once again, that's John Barreros on the tackle.
Everett.
Yeah. You see Sam Lacombe coming off the field there.
This week it was also the first full week of school. I don't know how it is down in Everett Public Schools, but a lot of school districts did have a 3-day week last week.
Yeah, we're back in the swing of things here.
For us, it's the first, for me personally, it would be the first official Friday, first school Friday.
So this is a big play. An incomplete pass would be a really big play because then you don't have to take a timeout. Otherwise, Everett has used timeouts in the last 2 plays. I mean, mission 1 is prevent a first down, because if they get a first down, then they could just run it out and mission accomplished for them. So here you want to stop, ideally with the clock stopped, but I believe they still have 1 timeout to give themselves some room to operate on offense.
2 receivers out on the field for Medford, but that ball is kept by Moody, who finds the outside and gets pushed out of bounds for the first down. Chased down by Jeremiah Joseph.
I'll tell you, Neem, he faked me out. I was about to talk about what a great tackle that was by Barrero. Said it was a good tackle. Unfortunately, the player didn't have the ball. What a good fake and a good run by Moody. Take a look at this fake. He took it right out of the gut of Martins.
Good block by... I got to remember this more better. Ronald David out on the outside gave Travis Moody the entire side of the field until ultimately brought down by Jeremiah Joseph.
Now it's a different dynamic. Now Coach Curley might not be in such a hurry to get in the locker room because ironically, because of those Everett timeouts, he's got the minute 42 and they're out near midfield. So
and they have 2 of their timeouts.
Yeah, that changed everything. That was a really, really well-executed fake by the quarterback, Moody.
Ronald David and Samuel DeRestil on the receiving part. And it will be a pass looking for Samuel DeRestil. That's Jeremiah Joseph for his 2nd interception of the game. So in the end, ultimately, Everett gets the ball back within the 2-minute mark. And that was coverage on Samuel DeRestil.
Yeah, but, as well as he's played, Aneem, this is another bad pass. That ball is in the air way too long, okay? It is just, because even if someone is open, which as we saw in the last interception, when the ball's in the air that long, you're just giving the defenders too much time to recover. Everett has always got fast defenders. That's just a poorly thrown pass, but a nice play by Joseph.
And here's Clark for the 2-minute drill for Everett. Gets sacked in the play. But with no timeouts, you're going to have to go back to the huddle real quick.
Number 65, Franco Sepulveda.
And that's exactly what they do. No huddle. Everett gets a call, goes back on offense.
Well, it's going to have to go up in the air at some point.
Jeremiah Clark taking the shotgun snap, looking left, looking down the middle. 2 receivers in the area along with 2 Medford defenders in the same area.
Clark's pass incomplete.
Ball finds its way into the hands of number 35 of Medford.
Yeah. You know what, Name? I
Unable
don't know
to make
about
the interception.
Pattern. It seemed like the pattern had multiple receivers within a few yards of each other, which obviously is going to attract multiple defenders. Take a look. There's 3 Everett receivers, and there's actually a 4th not far away, but 3 within 5 yards of each other. That's just going to attract those defenders.
And number 35 doesn't have an official name on the Medford roster that was given to us. Here's a sweep play, but it's actually a quarterback keep by Freddie. Tries to take it to the outside and gains about 5 yards, I believe.
Well, he's a tough runner. He is a tough runner, especially for a quarterback.
He does play the linebacker position after all as well.
So Everett will now face 4th and 4. Clock is running, but I don't think that's a major problem because obviously if you don't make this, oh, no, it looks like they're going to punt it. So forget all about it.
The clock continues to run. We're at 25 seconds. And we'll see if the punt can get off.
The question is, if Medford has timeouts, why wouldn't they be taking them with Everett in punt formation?
Gary Martin's the deepest, and also flanking on the other side of the field is number 35, our unnamed Medford Mustang.
That could be an intentional delay of game just to see what they... Because remember, if they could have gotten them to jump, it would be a first down.
Delay of game against Everett.
So now the clock stops at the 5-second mark.
The Crimson Tide will take a timeout.
And Crimson Tide had 1 timeout in his bank.
Yeah. If with Everett in punt formation, I don't know why Medford wouldn't have taken one of their 2. But in any event, Everett is back to just inside their own 45. The time is 5 seconds, so they would be perfectly fine. I would not go in punt formation here. Too many bad things can happen. You know, all you got to do is just run a play wide. It's going to take 5 seconds.
Yeah, you're right. I guess.
Take a jog in the other direction, let the Medford players catch you, just run on 5 seconds, then they go into the locker room.
That's all. You just got 5 seconds. And Freddie in the shotgun, which makes sense. Yeah, he could just run the other way and just go down.
Or air it out to protect the stats, but we'll see. Here's the snap, and you know what? He's going to air it out. Up high, down deep, looking for Jamari Doolin, makes the connection. And that's how the first half is going to end. Everett with the 14-0 lead on Medford, scoring on their first 2 possessions. Medford with a couple of good plays. Actually, there's a lot of good plays. But Everett defense held tall and strong, keeping them at 0. Paul, any final thoughts before we close off this first half and take the halftime break?
I think it's, all in all, stuff to work on, but certainly plenty to work with. I think it's encouraging how you see the nice catch there.
By Doolin.
I think it's encouraging that the defense stiffened when it had to.
So for Aegis TV 15, we'll be taking a quick break here at the booth. I'm Anu Osmani, joined by Paul Holleran. Catch you in the second half. are back here on the broadcast for some second half action between the Medford Mustangs and the Everett Crimson Tide.
If that's okay.
I'm Money Mosmani, joined by Paul Holleran. Everett currently has a 14-0 lead. Paul, can you give us a quick rundown of the stats from the first half?
Yeah, so Everett, as you would expect, it looks good on paper as well as it did on the field. Everett had 154 yards rushing. They had 70 yards passing for 224 yards of offense. Medford only 36 yards on the ground. They did have 81 through the air. They threw the ball effectively, mainly due to a few big plays. -1 on a fumble. Medford 116 yards. Individually for Everett, the story is the quarterback, Tyler Frenney, 84 yards rushing and a touchdown, 70 yards passing, so 154 yards overall.
Paul, it's Friday night, the sun is setting, the moon is out full and bright, as we saw earlier on the camera, looking beautiful. Nice breeze to the air, and a great day for an opening season game.
I should also mention the name John Barreros had that big, long touchdown run. He finished with 3 carries for 64 yards and the other touchdown. So good effort, and as we talked going into the half, as we're waiting for the Crimson Tide to come out here, good job by the defense. You know, Medford had a few big plays. They moved the ball a little bit, but the defense was good when it had to be, and as a result, it's 14-0. You could argue, though, it should be a little they should have another score. Of course, they had the unfortunate drop of the touchdown pass. But all in all, game one, new staff, as we talked about, new field, new everything. Pretty good job so far.
With new everything, but also a blast from the past in the name of Robert D. Loretta, who was the first one out in the field ahead of the rest of the Everett High players.
Yeah, I think he's probably breathing a little deeper. You don't need as many deep breaths to start the half. We have a cameraman looking for attention back down there. Hi.
Our homeboy Tony Laidlaw on camera. Graduated last year from Everett High School.
All right, I love it. So the Tide are back on the field, as we said.
And they will be receiving in the second half.
They did win the toss and deferred, which is the popular thing to do these days.
Another camera crew on camera right now. That's Alex O'Donnell. He wrote my college recommendation letter when I was a senior in high school.
Wow. Apparently he did well.
And currently a video production teacher at Everett High School. Another returning senior who graduated last year, Evan Hubbard, running the ringside camera. Hi, Evan, from here at the booth. And Medford is taking the field, and so is Everett. Back to receive, Jamari Doolin Jr., and on the other side would be John Barreros.
Thank you all. We're leaving. We got a game to watch.
Well, kicking off for Medford, I think this is the first time we get to see a Medford kicker. It would be number 50, Ryan Labardi.
This would be a good opportunity to get a score up on the board. As I said,
correction, 66.
Three scores just seems like a much bigger deal than 2.
Number 2, Jamari Doolin.
Here's a kickoff. Is going to be short to the mid-man. Busts off his face mask. And then cradled by number 11, Armani Negron.
It's almost like the Everett kick returns should be sponsored by the U.S. Army. It's always an adventure. Fortunately, no harm done there.
Here we get a replay. That was number 25, 26.
28-yard line.
Steve Thomas Jr. Correction, Steven Thomas Jr. But the Everett Crimson Tide gets to take over at the 27-yard line. First and 10. Frenney in the back. Hands it off to Barreros, who muscles his way through the Medford defense to pick up the first down. John Barreros on the carry.
Yeah, Everett has some strong runners, starting with the quarterback. We talked about Tyler Frenny, but Barreros is another one. But not only strong, but with breakaway speed, which is a good combination. Give him 12 there, and he worked hard for the 12.
Barreros is also a two-way player. He plays defensive back, whereas the counterpart Frenny, quarterback, playing quarterback, linebacker as well. Everett setting two receivers to the left. Split back formation, flanked by number 26, Stephen Thomas, who will receive the handoff and runs into a wall.
First carry for Stephen. No gain.
No gain on the play. Second down.
I think we're getting to see a lot of different formations of the Crimson Tide in this one game. It's Crimson Tide with a motion to Jamari Doolin, who finds the outside, breakaway speed down the sideline. Can Urban Martins get the angle? No, and he's in for the touchdown. Jamari Doolin.
Boy, breakaway speed is right, Aneem. You hit that nail right on the head. Watch the acceleration when it looks, defender clearly had the angle on him. Watch the acceleration down the sideline by Jamari Doolin. This is a really, really explosive run that is going to come back. Oh, boy.
Oh, we see the flag on the play down near the 40-yard line, and it's going to be a holding on Everett. Nonetheless, here we got a replay.
Yeah, that's certainly, it's right there. You could see that, I'll tell you, on a to-do list by Coach DiLoretto, cleaning up the penalties is high, and I'm sure he's aware of it. And you just can't have runs like that go for naught.
Referees are really on top of the game with these holding calls.
Yeah, you could see the Medford player's shirt that pulled away. So give him a 2-yard run after all that, and it's going to be 2nd and 18 from the 32.
Same formation as the last play. We got a motion from Jamari Doolin, and it is going to be a quarterback keep up the middle by Tyler Frenny. Makes his way back to the sticks for an 8-yard gain, I believe.
Yeah, he got back to the original line of scrimmage, yes.
And that's exactly what he made it to. This is going to be 3rd and 10.
The third touchdown has been just missed twice. A dropped pass in the end zone and a penalty there. You know, look, Medford is clearly a little overmatched here, but you just don't want to let him stick around into the fourth quarter. And when you deliver a knockout punch like that, it's got to stick.
Another quarterback keep up the middle. That's a Tyler Frenny. Finds the first down, found a lane, and brought down by number 18 of Medford, Ronald David. Huge gain on the play by Tyler Frenny. Junior quarterback for the Crimson Tide.
Yeah, he really looks like a good runner. He had 84 yards. That's going to put him over 100 yards on the game, 106. You'll see him fake the handoff and right up the middle. Good blocking, plenty of room down to the 38. The Tide are on the march.
Everett running 3 of the same plays in a row. Different outcomes, as this one would result in a fumble, but picked up by Frenny and brought down by number 40 of Medford, Dylan Giannino, one of several freshmen on this Medford varsity team.
Yeah, fortunate to have only a 2-yard loss there. Frenny did a good job making something out of nothing.
How do you feel about the tactic of just running the same play over and over again?
Well, until they stop it.
And getting positive results each time.
Until they stop it.
But that's the beauty about the option run. There's always multiple options coming off the same formation.
That's a bad throw.
This one will result in a pass to the ground for an incomplete pass. 3rd and long for the Crimson Tide.
Yeah, the thing is, I mean, you run it enough, and you know they are going to start to focus on it, and it's going to open up other stuff. You know, I like having the run-pass option with Frenny because he's proven he can do both very well.
And Everett showing off a lot of speed in this season debut game. From the wide receivers, the quarterback, running back, a lot of speed all around. Two receivers to the top of the screen. It's going to be a drop back pass for Tyler Frenny, looking down deep. And that's Jamari Doolin on the catch for a huge gain and a first down.
Talk about dual threats. Oh boy, another penalty. Holy Toledo.
But what a connection Tyler Frenny is having with Jamari Doolin in this game.
Yeah, but this stuff has to stop. You just can't be giving up, taking big plays like that off the board.
Here's a replay. Might be holding on one of the offensive linemen, but the ball was dropped in a bucket for Jamari Doolin.
So now it'll be 3rd and 22 from the 50.
The receivers flip sides of the field. Tyler Frenny for the snap. Looking for the short pass. Dub off to John Barreros. And only gets a short gain. Gang tackled by the Mustangs with Demi Georges and Kyson Lewis Jean on the tackle.
Yeah, 4th and 17. I think he had to kick this. Frenny's thrown the ball. It looked like he short-armed it the last 2 times. They've both been low. The one to Doolin was too low to even catch, but Barreros, you'll see, has to go down and get that a little bit, and a little behind him as well. He picks up 5, but 4th and 17 is going to be a punting situation.
And here comes a good punt. Lands within the end zone. Rolls right at the goal line.
He might have gone in. Nope.
Excellent punt by number 1, John Barreros.
Fielded at the 1-yard line by number 11, Armani Negron.
Wow. He almost let it roll too long there. Looked like when he landed with the ball, he was on the goal line.
Will take over. First down and 10.
We're a replay of the punt right here.
Yeah, this is Negron.
Right ahead of the ball.
Yeah, he did have possession of the ball, but when he landed, it looked like he was on the goal line. But they're spotting it at the 1, which is great.
This one doesn't open. This one works.
So now Medford in a tough offensive situation. They're going to line up under center for the first time. Might be a quarterback sneak. And yes, it is. Try to get some breathing room, but that defensive line for Everett stands big and tall. Jonathan goes to be credited for the tackle.
Really had a good game on defense.
Moody, the ball carrier. He's wrapped up by number 4.
Looks to be a 1.5-yard gain by Moody. And it'll be 2nd and 8.
Got a yard, maybe. Got about a yard.
Maybe 2nd and 9.
Actually, 9. Maybe no game.
I'm going to give him a yard.
Yeah, he's like behind. Yeah, it's hard to tell. I don't know. You're fine. I think you got a yard, but I'm not going to.
So they're right back in the shotgun.
Here's a handoff to Martins up the middle. Might have gained a yard or two, maybe a few. Brought down by a group of linebackers by the Crimson Tide. Quarterback linebacker on the tackle, Tyler Frenny.
You're getting a real good position if you hold them here and aim, and they're punting from really would be close to the back of their end zone.
I know, I'll do my best. I mean, at least I have the opening, but you're working against that and the angle.
Medford lining up on the shotgun once again. A wide receiver to each side of the field. Here's Moody taking the snap, looking for a pass down in the slant, broken up by number 12 over there, and then intercepted by number 8. Sam Lacombe, the senior.
Yep.
Correction, that's number 11, Armani Negron.
Nice job, Armani. And he didn't drop that one. He was in the right place at the right time as that pass was deflected in the air, and that was a gift.
Pass
and Armani, you'll take a look at, you watch. Good defensive play here, though. Let's give credit to where it's due to Joseph Curvins, and then Armani's going to take it at about the 7 and bring it down inside the 5.
And a Medford player seems to be shaking up on that play, so we're taking a quick referee timeout.
So Everett will take over at the 2. So that's a really good play. Curvins Joseph really closed on that ball. Got his hand in there for a deflection. And, you know, when it's up in the air at that part of the field, you got to just kind of have a smell for the ball. And great job by Armani Negron picking it up and bringing it down to the 2.
And now Everett with a chance to bring up the score by 3 possessions. Tyler Frenny in the shotgun. Two running backs to the side. Hands it off to Jamari Doolin, trying to find the outside, and quickly sealed off by number 18, Ronald David.
Yeah. Again,
and Demi Georges.
They're just running it so well in the, but they're struggling to run it in the red zone. Well, deep in the red zone. You know, I'm talking inside the 5.
Some would say no through zone for the Medford Mustangs.
2nd and goal from the 3. They lost the yard.
Maybe I like to call it the new no through lane. Tyler Frenny is going to look to take it himself, finds a hole, and walks in for the 3rd score of the game.
Number 9, Tyler Frenny.
Junior quarterback number 9, Tyler Frenny, and Everett player is shaking up on that touchdown play. Got right back up though. Hope he's all right.
He scored. Yeah, he scored.
Here we get a replay of that score.
Here's Freddie, and nothing fancy, just what he's been doing all night. That time, he's had his most success running right up the middle, and more of it there. And I think Everett, are they going to go for 2? No? Nope, they're not. Whatever they're doing, it's taking them a long time to do it.
They're looking for a lineman to snap the ball.
That's important on a PAT.
Tyler Frenny to receive the snap, and John Barreros on kicking duty. Here's a kick, almost blocked, but the ball makes its way through the goalpost. Good attempt on the extra point. Score is now 21-0. Everett leading with 4:46 left in the 3rd quarter.
Squandering a few opportunities due to a drop and a couple of key penalties, Everett does take advantage of a turnover. Interception by Armani Negron. Returns it 5 yards to the 2, and then 2 plays later, Tyler Frenny, you'll see him right here, cut it right up the gut, gets in the end zone. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game. He is over 100 yards, and Everett is now in just about complete command at 21-0.
Great play calling on that possession, taking full advantage of the formations. There's John Barreros on kickoff. Ball's up and deep. Probably won't make its way to the end zone. Gets fielded by Martins. Looking for a lane on the left side. Finds a blocker. Finds the sideline. Tries to cut it back in. Still going. And finally
brought down. Not finally. Still going way past midfield. And now brought down at the Everett 43-yard line.
Well, I would tell you, Guilherme Martins came to play tonight for Medford, and it is showing up. This is a hell of a return, and about 10 yards after being initially hit. took over at the 16 and returned it to the Everett 40-yard line?
42-yard line, and there's going to be a flag, I believe, on Everett, so the play goes even further into Crimson Tide territory. Here's a replay of Tyler Frame roping the sidelines, and then just dragging tacklers with him. You see the strong push from the entire Medford team, supporting Martins to gain those extra 10 yards.
27 yards.
So Medford all of a sudden takes over with the penalty at the Everett 27-yard line.
That's a 15-yard penalty.
I think it was a face mask personal foul.
And now we get another flag. Let's see who was this committed by.
Well, Everett.
Offsides. 1st and 5 for the Mustangs. We have 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Medford threatening to score as they near the red zone. 1st and 5 from the 22-yard line. Moody taking the snap after the motion, hands it off up the middle. Good gain for a first down by Medford.
I think that was George's.
Yep, that was David George's. Demi George's. Might have gotten the jersey number incorrect on that final play, but nonetheless, good run by Medford for a 1st and 10 in the red zone. My vision is a little bit obscure, so I do apologize if I do get the names incorrect. Here's a Bosch snap. Moody recovered and tackled for a huge loss on the play. John Barreros on the tackle. So 2nd and long from the 21-yard line. Second and 17.
So Medford not standing prosperity either, down to the 15 and botched snap, 6-yard loss, 2nd and 16 at the 21-yard line.
Shotgun formation, 2 receivers to each side. Moody looking right, and it's going to go out of bounds. He was looking for Samuel DeRestil. In coverage was Kearns Joseph. So now it's 3rd and 17 at the 21-yard line for the Mustangs as they do go into a huddle. Moody receiving the call from the coach on the far side of the field.
Now, obviously, if Medford has any dreams of making a comeback, this is a must score possession down at this part of the field.
One thing about the Medford varsity team, that there's a good split between upperclassmen and underclassmen that make up the varsity team. Here they are in shotgun formation. 3 receivers to the top. Here's a snap. Moody looking right to the sole receiver, looking for Samuel DeRestil. And once again, Kearns Joseph on the coverage.
Yeah, he kind of was open. That ball was just kind of, he let him a little too much. If we see this, he had some separation there on that. Looked like a post route. That was intended, as you said, for DeRestil.
Samuel did have a little bit of 5-yard separation. But they are going to go for it on 4th and 17 from the 21-yard line. Same formation as before. 3 receivers to the top, sole receiver to the bottom. Sole receiver being Samuel DeRestil. Played up close and covered. Moody looking his way. Couldn't find him. tries to escape the pocket, heaves it up into the end zone, and intercepted by none other than Jamari Dooley, who takes it out from the end zone and brought down at the 11-yard line. There is a penalty on the play.
Well, Moody did a good job keeping the play alive. He didn't run for it because he needed 16 yards. Otherwise, he did have some room to run. So he made sure to stay behind the line of scrimmage, I think.
Everyone was playing tight man coverage, so a lot of those receivers were definitely smothered up downfield. Sometimes these are a dangerous situation because if Moody decided to run, he did have a lot of room if he decided to. And it's going to hurt the Crimson Tide. What could have been a tied possession just extends Medford's hope of scoring before the end of the third quarter. Here's a replay of the pocket collapsing, Moody rolling to his left, heaves it up, and eventually intercepted.
It's going to be 4th and 6 from about the 10, I think. The 11. Five penalties for 50 yards on Everett in this quarter.
Here's Medford with a 2-by-2 look, shotgun formation. Moody's looking left for a pass to the corner. Right over the head of number 25 of Everett, Roshan Bellany. The score goes to Ronald David. And Paul, Ronald David is a freshman on the Medford squad. But he's having quite the game today against...
That's just a defensive breakdown. The defender, I believe, never looked back for the ball. You'll take a look at it. You see, no, I shouldn't say that. He just let the receiver get behind him. So that was not good coverage by Everett, and Medford now has got themselves on the board and thinking they have a shot.
I'm going to say that was good footwork by Ronald David. Bellany and Roshan trying to undercut the pass, but Ronald David gave himself enough room to backpedal and get open. Kick is up and good. Now Medford is up in the score, 7.
The extra point is good by number 56.
He's up on the board,
Silva.
trailing
With
7-21.
left in the third quarter, Everett 21.
Really, you got them 4th and 16 from the 21. You get an interception that gets wiped out by a holding. I mean, they really have to clean this up and need to be given an opportunity. This is game 1, but 5 penalties for 50 yards in 1 quarter is just not going to work. And Coach DiLorenzo and his staff, they know that better than anyone. The thing is, there's different type of penalties, obviously. Commission, omission. Yes, the moon looks pretty full tonight.
Bright and beautiful under these stadium lights of the newly renovated John DiBiase Field at Everett Veterans Memorial Stadium. And to your point about the penalties, they also came at the most critical moments.
Right.
Wiping out the biggest plays that we've seen.
Yeah, on both sides of the ball, right?
Yeah.
They wiped out 2 big plays on offense and a big play on defense.
Now here's a short kick by Medford, makes his way to John Barreros, who's trying to go up the middle, finds quite a lane. Tough to bring down, shakes off a lot of tacklers, makes his way to midfield until he's finally wrapped up by the Mustangs. Makes his way to the Everett 47.
Really good run by Barreros here, and as he's shown again, once he gets hit, he's good for another 10. You see him following, blocking, good blocking. Now he's hit for the first time at about his own 46, and he ends up at the Medford 47. So that's about 7-8 yards from the time he was first hit. So good job by Barreros. Everett 1st and 10. Tried to deliver a knockout punch.
And that was a good chase on tackle by freshman Dylan Giannino of Medford, who's trying to play the ball. But here's Everett with the sweep. Actually, it's a keep, and Medford read that just well. Freddie might have fumbled it on that play. judging by the Medford reaction, but let's see what the refs say.
By contact? Was he already, is forward progress stopped or no?
Refs are discussing. And it's going to be Everett possession, forward possession, forward progress. Let's Everett keep the ball. Here we get a replay. Number 70 on the backfield for Medford, Jaden Caesar.
That's a fumble. They got lucky there. He's still trying to get yardage, and he's wrapped up, and that ball came out way before he hit the ground. They got very lucky there. That was a fumble.
And once again, Jaden Caesar, senior forward, the Medford Mustangs, disrupting that entire play. Here's Franny on the counter to John Barreros. John Barreros runs into a wall of Medford defenders, and play is blown dead after a 1-yard gain by Barreros.
Number 11, Kyson Louis Jean on the tackle.
Kyson Louis Jean on the tackle for the Medford Mustangs. I must say, Paul, in my lifetime, this is the strongest and biggest Medford team I've seen.
Yeah, they're spunky. As I said earlier, they've had some good skill people over the last few years. They seem to be doing a better job holding their own up front, though, to your point.
Here's Franny receiving the play, tries to dump it off for a wide receiver screen to Doolin.
That's going to be a run.
Very slippery as he turns something out of nothing.
Going to be close to a first down. He's not going to have it, but it will set up 4th and short.
That'll be 3rd and short for the Everett Crimson Tide.
4th down and 2.
4th down and 2.
See, I like to call those kind of plays a pop screen, a quick throw out to the receiver.
A run. What did he throw backwards?
It looked like a backwards pass.
I think it was a backwards pass, so we'll give Doolin a run on that play. He's having a big game.
But he slipped the first 2 initial tackles and then finally gang tackled just short of the sticks. So good individual effort by Jamari Doolin. Here's another play. Handoff to Jamari Doolin. Falls his blockers, find the hole. And breakaway speed almost, but brought down by Ronald David of Medford. Brought down from behind. Looked like he had a chance to escape. But I think that tackle might have resulted in a slight injury.
I mean, he got caught from behind because he had to break that last tackle, right? Very good run. You take a look at the good-sized crowd here on the home side. Here's Doolin.
Good blocking.
Off the right side. Sheds a block there, and that's why he got caught from behind. Just in shedding that tackle there, he just got slowed up a little bit. But good run. He's going to get down to the 17, I believe.
So we do have a referee timeout. But while we have this timeout, Paul, I want to go back to one of our big talking points, and that's the renaming of this field. John DiBiase Field that was unveiled just this last summer. John DiBiase in his career was Everett High School, 252, 33-0. I got a pop quiz for you, Paul. Are you ready for it?
Sure.
Out of those 33 losses in John DiBiase's career with Everett High School, how many of them came at the hands of a Catholic school?
Freddie Merchant's probably running for his records now. 13. John DiBiase was 38-13 against the Catholic Conference. That does not include Central Catholic in the Merrimack Valley, but he was 38-13. And Everett will have a big game against the Catholic Conference foe here in a few weeks, I mean, when BC High comes to town.
Correct, and they're traveling to Zavarian Brothers on September 19th for an away game.
Yeah, I think those two are back-to-back, if I'm not mistaken, right?
That is correct.
Yeah, those are two. Well, you know, those are games you want to play, you have to play under this system, get some opponent points.
And number 2, Jamari Doolin.
So it was Doolin that was shaken up on that play. which is not good news. The game he's having, he's being walked off gingerly. No, okay, that's a good sign. Jogging off is good. So they can decide whether they want to run a play, because I believe the clock should stop on the spot of the ball.
We have 10 seconds left in the third quarter. Everett holding on to a 21-7 lead. And they're going to let it run.
Yeah.
And that's the whistle for the third quarter. We are entering the final quarter of this opening season matchup between the Medford Mustangs and the Everett Crimson Tide. And during that stretch of John DiBiaso's career, Paul, I don't think Everett High School has faced off against Catholic Memorial High School.
Yeah, well, and they're not going to start now either. They did scrimmage them a week or two ago.
And
they are loaded in Division II. Loaded.
Producing Division I athletes on a yearly basis across all of those athletic programs.
Take a look. This is the interception that set it up. Amadi Negron picked up the deflection down to the 2, and the drive was capped by Tyler Frenny on a 3-yard run. Medford did respond, and Medford had a long kick return plus an Everett penalty that set them up at the Everett 27. And it took them 5 plays, but they did get in on 4th down for a touchdown to temporarily cut it to 21-7. Everett is, though, threatening again, 1st and 10 to start the 4th at the Medford 17-yard line.
After a huge run play by Jamari Doolin. Tyler Frenny in the shotgun takes a snap in the pistol, hands it off to John Barreros, who finds a hole, palms his way through to near. That is a score. He broke the play. The 4th touchdown of the night, his 2nd. And he looks to be shaking up on that play as well.
Boy, what a tough, strong run. He is lying down on the goal line. Best case scenario, wind knocked out of him.
And once again, I think that play came down to a lot of good blocking. Here is the replay.
Yep. He's going to be hit again. He's hit at the 6-yard line, and he gets in. So I'm not sure what he did. Hit the ground hard.
Might be some cramps. It is a little bit humid out there.
It is warm. As we said, it's a perfect night to watch. It is still a little warm to play.
76 degrees at this time, 7:47 p.m.
Everett, I think, is going for 2, which would make sense with Barreros being the kicker and him just getting hurt.
So Frenny is going out there, and also returning to the game is Jamari Doolin. Jamari Doolin, and also going in is Stephen Thomas. So it'll be Tyler Frenny taking the snap for the Crimson Tide. Shotgun formation, 3 receivers out there. We got Jamari Doolin in motion. It's going to be a hand up to Doolin, trying to find the outside, but swallowed up by the Medford Mustangs. Kason Lewis Jean on the tackle. 2-point conversion, no good. So that will keep the score at 27-7. Switching the conversation from John DiBiaso to Rob DiLoretto. In his 3-year career at his first appearance, won 3 games in the shortened COVID year that was played in the spring. In year 2, he had an undefeated regular season before being upset by Methuen in the first round of the playoffs. And his 3rd year, He lost one game to Zavarian Brothers in the regular season, went on to beat Taunton in the first round of the playoffs before losing to Central Catholic in the next round. Here's a kickoff return by Martins, taking it up, finds the sideline again and runs out of bounds at the Medford 34, I believe.
As I said, he has really played well.
Knocked out of bounds by Curvins Joseph.
18 yards on the kick return.
So Medford back on that offense, trailing by 3 scores with 11:48 left in the fourth quarter. Moody in the shotgun, taking the snap, hands it off to the middle, and gets immediately brought down, tripped up by Jonathan Goes at the first initial point of contact.
You've called his name a lot tonight, name.
66, E.J. Wright.
And then finishing off the play is number 66, E.J. Wright.
That big boy is
Only a sophomore. And that is one big man of a sophomore. Right on the defensive line. See him in the left tackle position. Here's Moody again from the shotgun formation. Here's a motion by Martins. It's going to be handoff to Demi Georges. Brings it up to the 40-yard line, maybe 41.
He's close to the first down. He's not going to have it. No, he had to get to, pardon me, he has to get to the 43. He's going to be about just about 2 yards short.
Georges also having one good game, as he is a senior on the Medford Mustangs team. Good split between upperclassmen at Medford that make up this varsity roster. We have a lot of freshmen making plays on the defensive end for Medford as well. But back on offense, speed option, and hard hit on the sidelines by number 9.
Frenny.
Number 2,
there's that
Jamari
man
Doolin,
again.
making plays on both sides of the ball.
Stopped suddenly by number 9, Tyler Frenny.
Here we get a close-up of that speed option play on replay. Frenny forcing the pitch and then bringing him down.
The big hit was, Frenny had him first, but the big hit was the second guy in.
Jamari Doolin.
Big play here, 4th and 4.
Yes. You're good. Thank you, Matt.
4th and 4 for the Mustangs. Here's a handoff to Martins. Couldn't find an opening, gets swarmed by that big Everett defensive line.
Wrapped up by number 11, Armani Negron. And the Crimson Tide will take over on down.
That'll be turnover on downs on the Medford territory. Everett in good field position. Here's a replay. That's right. Martin just runs into a couple of linebackers that were just waiting for him.
Here's Josh Delgazo now.
One of the best PAs in the business, I tell you. I learned a lot from him when I was in high school. In fact, my whole commentating style is based off his personality. I don't know if you can hear it, but no one could match Josh Delgazo.
Josh is the man.
Freddie with an empty back. He takes it himself with a design quarterback power play up the middle and gets a good chunk, taking it close to the sticks. 2nd and 9. Brought down by number 35, the one with no name on the roster for Medford. So once again,
Everett's putting this one away. Here's Freddie again. Again, he is definitely a run-first option at quarterback, but has thrown the ball. But
good blocking scheme
on
supported.
balance, I think defensively they've had a good game. Not a great game, but a good, solid game.
Another empty back for Crimson Tide. We're seeing all kinds of formations in this first week matchup. Here's a power play that was meant to go to the left, but Tyler finds a hole in the middle, picking up the first down. First and 10. And that will be at the Medford 24-yard line. Good vision by Tyler Frenny to see that his initial route blocked off, but found an alternative route to take and took him to the first down marker. Back to a pistol look. Jamari Doolin in the backfield. He receives a handoff, takes it off tackle, and then brought down by number 54 of Medford,
Jamari Doolin, the ball carrier.
Xavier, sophomore for the Mustangs.
Tyler Frenny, 14 carries, 129 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
I think one thing that I got used to expecting out of Everett is a good run game. They always pick up short yardage, but they add up to a lot of total yardage as a team. Now John Barreros receives a handoff off tackle, speeds his way, carries a lot of defenders inside the 5-yard line. Whistle blown at the 1-yard line. John Barrios, a very dangerous player at the running back position. First, it was the speed that got him through that first line of defense, and then the strength that brought Medford into extra yards.
It was very similar to the play that he had the touchdown on just a few minutes ago, Aneem. This time he got taken down at the 1.
Fun fact, one of my younger cousins attend Medford High School. She's on the soccer team for the Mustangs.
Yes, it is. First and goal at the 1-yard line.
First down and goal.
First and goal, Everett going in the tight formation. Frenny on the under center. In the backfield, we have Sam Lacombe. There's going to be a fumble recovered by Medford.
Jesus.
On the play, recovered by Medford.
That's correct.
They ever executed that handoff, Aneem.
Once again, that's that freshman, Dylan Giannino, making a lot of plays on the defensive end for the Mustangs. Bright future for this kid. I could see it.
Well, Coach DiLoretto's going to be in the fortunate position of having a big win on the scoreboard and plenty to take them to task on.
From the replay,
and improve on.
It was just a tough handoff. Frenny couldn't make the handle. On the good news, though, for the Everett defensively, Medford is taking over from the 2-yard line in their own territory.
Yeah, well, that is good news, but I'd rather have them taking over 20 after a kickoff following a touchdown.
But here they are, lining up in the shotgun formation, 2 by 2. Moody dropping back, looking to his right, and just throws it out of bounds. Safe decision to make. Good decision by Moody. Second and 10. With 6:49 left in the fourth quarter. Moody going back into the huddle. And I believe Medford is at the 3-yard line once again. Trying to go for the big play as they line up in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers to each side. Spread out wide. Here's a snap. Sitting in the pocket. Looking for a pass in the slot to number 1 Martins, but overthrown. That was Tyler Frenny, the linebacker, in coverage. So that would be 3rd and 10 from the Medford 3-yard line.
Third down.
Tyler Frenny making plays defensively and offensively. A lot of speed to show off on both sides of the ball.
So Medford's in a pickle here. 3rd and 10 on their own 3, and it's just kind of a formality now to run through this 6:46. And Everett will look ahead to Lynn Classical coming into Everett Memorial Stadium, John DiBiase Field, next Friday. Same bat time, 6 p.m.
Here's a motion to the right, but Moody looks to his left, looking for Ronald David, gets overthrown, and that was Jamari Doolin in coverage.
Jamari Doolin on the coverage.
Incomplete pass, and it'll be 4th and 10. Medford looks like they're going to go for a punt with 6 minutes and 40 seconds left of the game.
Well, the punt is up against it here, literally up against the back line of the goal line. Now, usually you go back about 15 yards, and that's just about where he is.
Let's
right
have a good snap. Safe snap, and Martins kicks it to Doolin, who fields it. No fair catch. Finds an opening to the far side of the field, looking for a block. Finds it. And finally brought down by the punter, Martins. So that was a patient reception by Doolin. I thought the way he was standing there might have been a fair catch.
And Martins, who's played very, very well for Medford, is down hurt. Here's Doolin. Now he's just going to kind of breaks that tackle and says, let me just take a look at what we got here. Waiting for some blocking, cuts it back to the middle. And he is down at the 18-yard line.
Right in the red zone. So Medford next week has a bye week, and then they also face off against Lynn Classical the week after Everett hosts them. The Medford game at Lynn Classical is on September 19th, 6 p.m. Hey, we got a shot of Joe Camley, engineer extraordinaire for EHS TV 15. Shout out to Joe Camley.
Okay, Everett, see if they put on
a rare sight. Split back, here's a handoff to John Barrios, tries to kick it to the outside, gets the speed, gets the block, cuts it up, and makes his way into the end zone for his 3rd touchdown. Hat trick for John Barrios. 1 play and done. The mobility on this kid, the footwork, the speed, and the power, he has it all. 3 scores on the day, extending the scoreline to 33-7. And now here he is for the PAT, which also adds up to his score total, Paul. So he's not getting 6 points on the touchdown. He's also getting the 7th point on the PAT.
Well, it's good to see him back. He was banged up a little bit on the touchdown he scored, the previous touchdown he scored. That's 3 on the night for him.
Kick is down, snap is good, kick is good. 4.
The extra point is good.
Another point.
John Barreras. And with 6:17 left in the 4th quarter, Everett 34, Medford 7.
Here's a look of the good blocking, good vision, and we're going to see him stick his foot in the ground and cut it upfield. And just outruns everybody. 34-7, Everett leading opening night football from around the state.
So it looks like kickoff duties are going to be handled by
Wael Fanidi. Senior offensive lineman. Here's a kick. Pretty good kick. Makes his way to None other than Guillermo Martins, who has a lot of good kick returns. This one is going to be a good one as well. Takes it up about 10 yards from when it was fielded. Medford takes possession at the 32-yard line.
31, Godson DeLisme.
That was Godson DeLisme in on the tackle.
Did you see that good spiral throw by the referee to the sideline?
I did not. Did you put a good toss on
Pretty
it?
solid.
Nice.
You think referees practice?
No.
They just rest the game? Short pass to Martins. Couldn't make the clean catch, but if he did, that was Tyler Frenny waiting to make the play. Here's a replay. Moody trying to find Martins. Couldn't make the clean catch. A little bit behind.
21st pass attempt for Medford tonight.
Also leading the band for the Crimson Tide today, AHS alumni Brian Spencer, class of 2016, alongside Eugene O'Brien. Here's a handoff to Demi Georges. Makes a good run. And finally brought down at the Everett 44-yard line.
That's good for a Mustangs first down.
So Medford trying to make the score look better. Touchdown. Nice run by Georges here. Goes off the right side. Has a good seam to go through. Breaks the tackle of Barreros. And then he is finally brought down by Frenny. What a game Frenny's had on both sides of the ball.
Three receivers to the top of the screen, but the handoff goes to Georges. Tackle made by number 11, Armani Negron. And then in support is Wild Finiti and Sam Lacombe. Sometimes I think Josh and I are saying the same thing at the same time. I told you I get
It's telepathic. It's telepathic.
I told you I get my personality from him at the mic. Moody looking for the comeback route to Sam. Darius still couldn't make the catch, but that was a good-looking ball. Jamari Doolin in coverage.
He's played well. You know, the quarterback's played well. Georges has played. Georges has run well. Martins has played extremely well. They have had some players. Some Medford fans are hanging in there. Plenty of room to spread out.
And the players you just named for Medford are all seniors. Everett has 16 seniors on the team.
I would say Medford is going to win some games. They look okay. I think they've done a good job.
Moody looking right again for Sam Darius-Gill. Gets gang tackled after a short pickup of 5 yards. That'll make it fourth down with 3:50 left in the game. Also on the tackle was Armani Negron.
Also had a good game.
Here's a replay. Good hands. Tries to make a move and slither out, but Jamari Doolin had a good grasp until Negron could come in support and finish off the play.
Well, this could be Medford's last offensive snap. They are at 4th and 5 with the clock running.
Here's Moody with the snap, rolling to his right, looking down for a corner route. Launches it deep for number 18, Roland David, who makes a catch. Nope. Incomplete pass.
He had it, and you were right. He had it, it was knocked away.
Good defensive play by John Barreros, but I still have to admire the almost catch by Roland David.
Yeah, I think he had it temporarily. So you'll see it right here. Rolling out as the quarterback. He plants, he waits as long as he can. He gets it off, and take a look at very good coverage, gets some separation in his hands, and great instinct by Barreros to come swiping down with that right hand and knock it away.
Moody, he is making these connections. And, fun fact, Ronald David is a freshman.
So I think you'll see nothing fancy out of the Crimson Tide here.
No, they're probably just going to run it out. That was a turnover and downs with 3 minutes and 6 seconds left. Handoff goes to number 26, Stephen Thomas, who picks up 6 yards on the play.
Good to see a different jersey number carrying the ball. He's going to pick up 8, and they'll take as much time as they can. Maybe have to snap it 4 or 5 more times, and they will take this win and move on to Lynn Classical. Here's Thomas coming right at you. Nice job, Thomas. Good job cutting, stutter stepping back inside. Gets him a few extra yards.
Ready to be patient and follow the blockers and wait for an opportunity for a hole to open up. But here's Everett again in the same formation. Pistol formation with Stevens in the back. Stephen Thomas, who receives a handoff, picks up the first down, and brought down by number 60, Joshua Mendes Jr. All the flags have been thrown out.
Multiple flags on the play.
I think you're going to see offsetting personal fouls here. That's my guess, but we'll see. It was a first down carry. It's clearly a dead ball foul.
Referees are gathering to discuss. Looks like 3 out of the 5 has thrown out a flag. Dead ball foul, personal on Everett. We're going to replay first down.
Personal foul against Everett.
Not replay. The first down counts.
Yeah,
they'll just be pushed back 10 yards.
He'll
So
be at the 35. I think Coach just gave him the signal to kneel on it, if I'm not mistaken. Clock's running.
But that is another flag and flag yards to add on to what was already a abysmal.
I think unofficially I got him
stat.
at 65 yards in the second half alone. In the first half they had only 10.
So Everett did get their first down on that penalty. And now they're just going to take the knee and run out the clock. They will walk away with the first victory to happen on the John DiBiase field.
Yeah, they'll probably have to snap at 3:40. If they let this run down enough, they might only have to snap it 2 more times and be done with it.
As we keep mentioning that this is a brand new renovated field, on October 25th for homecoming, there will be a special ceremony to commemorate the namesake of the field, John DiBiase. So that's something the city could look forward to. John DiBiase also has been awarded the key to the city in his final years at Everett High School, handed off by Mayor Carlo de Maria.
Well, you can't do enough for that guy. I've been around a lot of coaches, and I've been at this a long time, from back when I played high school sports a million years ago, and worked as a sports writer for a long time, referee. He is as good a high school coach in any sport I have ever come across.
The homecoming game is on a Saturday, October 25th, with kickoff slated to be at 1:30 p.m.
And that'll do it. They will not have to snap it again, so they did a good job running that out. The fans are leaving, and Everett is going to leave here with a 34-7 workman-like win on opening night. Plenty of room for improvement, but after what's been going on, after the disappointing year last year, they will be happy to get the Rob DiLoretto 2.0 era off to a winning start.
Final score from the John DiBiase field at Everett Veterans Memorial Stadium. Everett 34, Medford 7. Paul, any other final thoughts you'd like to share?
No, good job, Anim. Glad to work with you. Good job. And we will see what the Lynn Classical Rams under new coach Brian Smith, very successful high school coach in South Carolina. He is a classical grad. He moved back home and took the job. So we'll see what the Rams bring in next week.
Rams, an expanded team of the GBL, Medford and Everett being one of the few remaining originals along with Somerville. So we'd like to see the competitive pool expand for both of these teams. Medford on the bye week, and I think that will do it for us here at EHS TV 15. I was sitting with Paul Holloran. I'm Animo Osmani, and on the behalf of the entire TV crew, thanks for watching. Hope you tune in next time for some good old Crimson Tide football.